Hey everybody, we are back again talking about another film from the Denton Black Film Festival coming up in just a couple of more weeks. We are going to have so much cool stuff going on here in Denton, January 24th through the 28th. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, you are missing out. Make sure you pop on over to dentonbff.com and get your tickets and all that good stuff and get yourself set and ready. Today we are talking with the director, co-producer, and co-writer of Vie Magnifique, de Charlie. I am sure I butchered the heck out of that, but the man who will definitely get it right is Bobby Huntley. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent, sir. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you very much for being on with us today.
No problem.
So tell us a little bit about the film for anybody that may not have heard about it or is unfamiliar. Tell us a little bit about the Charlie movie.
Awesome. Well, with the Vie Magnifique de Charlie, put the little accent in there.
There you go. See, that's how it's supposed to be done, folks.
But yeah, it's a nice, quirky little film, independent film, shot here in Atlanta, where I'm from, where I live. It's a celebration of what they call Black girl magic, if you will. It's about this young lady by the name of Charlie, who's, all these things, quirky and eccentric and, like living a life, a different kind of way, as some of her friends might, would say. But, in the midst of her being who she is, her daily routine, the love of her life, which is her sister, abruptly passes away from sickle cell complications, which, of course, is a prominent disease in the African-American community. So really, in a sense, it's a love letter to not only women, but Black women, but essentially just for all of those who have loved and lost and pretty much trying to figure out and pick up the pieces after life, and through their life. And saying all that to say, with this film, we wanted to really do it in a lighthearted, fun, uplifting kind of way, not so heavy and deep in the trauma and drama of things. So it's almost like a refreshing, therapeutic journey for the viewers when they watch it. After people watch it, they're laughing, they're in tears, they're, rejoicing and telling stories about them and their families and things like that. So it's just been an amazing journey sharing this film all across the country.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
And it's been so exciting because this is our second fiction film to get to talk on the radio about this year. And, it's so funny. We talk about film festival with people and they go, man, I don't know if I want to get that intellectual on a Saturday. And it's not just documentaries or anything. And a lot of these documentaries are extremely entertaining, but there's a lot of stuff here it's truly just that. It's very entertaining. Yes, it's emotional. Yes, it's impactful. Yes, it's all these other things. But man, it's just a lot of fun at the end of the day. And there's so many other components along with just the documentaries here at or even just the films at the festival. There's so much going on that everybody's going to find something that they love. But the Charlie movie, we are extremely excited to get to talk about just because it's going to be a really, really fun time. So can you give us a little bit of your background and kind of how you got here? And then I would love to kind of get into what inspired you to make this particular movie as well.
Awesome. Well, I've been filmmaking since the age of 10, always having the camera in my hand. And, my teachers, throughout middle school and grade school, they would allow me to do little skits or little documentaries instead of actually writing book reports. So I started, learning the storytelling process and seeing what works with audiences and what doesn't. I also went to film school as well. I've done a handful of different short films, and I also did another feature film that nobody will ever see. But it's all a part of the journey of It's all a part of the journey of each project you do. Try to learn from the last one and top yourself and get better and better and better. So, after doing, some different projects and short films that kind of, gotten my name out there and things like that, I was able to cultivate a team of people and a team of supporters and artists, in Atlanta who just wanted to come on board in whatever I was doing next, and they understood that I didn't have a budget. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the resources, but they saw that I had vision and execution. And that's how we were able to do this film. And particularly with this film, a collaborator I work with frequently by the name of Mickey Wade, we said we wanted to do something, that was fun and different for Black women. And Charlie was born, just trying to create something and challenge ourselves as, creators and script writers and storytellers. How do we create a story about a woman and women, but don't have a center around men? That was a fun challenge for myself. So, we just put pen to paper and we knocked it out fairly quickly and casted it and rehearsed and we got it done.
It's fantastic. Super, super, super cool. Now, you touched a little bit on the fact that you were working without a budget on this. Can you elaborate a little more?
Pretty much. And, to be clear, of course, there are some expensive, you have to feed
Sure.
Yeah. So at the very least, we were able to do that. And most of the time it's me just calling, a couple of my mentors or people I know, like, hey, we got to shoot this weekend. Can you, pick up some sandwiches or some chicken wings or some fruit or different things like that. So it was a real community push around this to get this done. People would bring their resources and, their equipment and their gear. So I didn't really have to, handle too much of that too often. It just really was a testament. If you work hard and people see how hard that you work and the quality of that work, they'll be willing to put a lot of that quality and hard work behind you to push you, to elevate you to the next level. Yeah. That's exactly what happened with this project. Had I not done anything and just say, hey, I want a movie, it would have been a lot more difficult. And this was already extremely difficult.
Yeah.
But just doing, smaller projects, like the previous project I did before that, I shot it in a small conference room and, the buzz from that project has taken me all over, screening it in different countries and, winning my first award. And that was like last year as the up and coming filmmaker. And because of that, I was able to, do this bigger project. And then because of this particular project, now I'm going to be able to do even bigger projects, and hopefully with an actual budget.
Build.
So that's how it works. You got to crawl before you walk.
I love it. Well, and you're right, man. And it's amazing how much you can get done when you feed people. If you get enough pizza and beer, you can change the world. That's
Yeah. Actually, that's funny because I almost got in trouble the last day. The day went really long. And the guy who was supposed to bring the pizza, it took him 2 hours, so they were really mad.
Ooh, I bet.
I was like, you guys, I promise, lunch is coming. Just hang out with me. We've come this far. I'm not trying to starve anybody, I promise.
I love it.
So it worked out.
I love it. Well, tell us a little bit about the cast.
Okay, yes, the cast. The cast is some of the most amazing, beautiful young women in Atlanta. We had an extensive casting process, you just wanted to find the right people to give us that right amount of energy and light and all these different things, I pretty much started with a good friend of mine by the name of Layla Brookings, who plays a supporting character by the name of Kayla. I've known her since high school, so she's been in pretty much every other project I've done since then. I like working with the same people, just building up a nice little crew of people that I constantly bring in to establish that family. The surprise knockout for me was Nikki Lachey. She plays Katura, a.k.a. Panda Kitty, which, believe me, when you see this film, you will understand. You'll be like, whoa, awesome. She's an awesome actress. She's the real deal. So she was a real standout throughout the audition process. Ashley S. Evans plays the sister who passed away from sickle cell by the name of Brandy. I knew she had the role as soon as she walked in. She's an amazing actress. She's an actress. Like, she is about the work and whatever needs to happen, she'll do what she has to do to get it done. And I definitely appreciate her for that. And the lead actress, Courtney Price, she's just Charlie, even down to the quirks and just the artistic, the artistry of, the things that she does and all the different things she likes to do. And, sadly, she dealt with, a loss of a beloved family member, her father, fairly recently within the past few years. So she, once we found that out, we was able to channel that, into her performance. And she did an amazing, remarkable job. And it's a whole bunch of different supporting actresses and different things from top to bottom associated with this film. And we're especially proud of the two young actresses who play the younger versions of Charlie and Brandy by the name of Kai Touré and Priya Ferguson. And Priya is currently setting the world on fire. She plays the younger sister on Stranger Things. So she's really she's out there right now. Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. No kidding. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So,
super cool.
Everybody's out here working and doing other projects and, getting everybody to the next level where, their career is supposed to be. And I'm very happy about that.
Love it. Love it. Oh, and you even had a female cinematographer on this project, didn't you?
Of course. Well, I already, since my last stint in film school, I loved having a woman operate the camera and having, their eye and attention to detail and creativity in the mix of what I'm doing. Because, I can be very out there, very, sporadic, and all over the place. But it was really important to me for this particular film to have a black woman behind the lens and help tell the story. And the cinematographer's name is Lakeisha Hughes, and she was the main one who came up to me after seeing my last short film. Was like, hey, I love what you're doing, and whatever you're doing next, I want to be a part of it. I don't care if you don't have a budget. I want to do it. And she would just come out every day that we shot, no questions asked, whatever we need to do, let's go for it. And that's exactly what she did. And she was a real champion for me throughout the entire process.
Love it. So cool. So great to get to have that when you can work with somebody that well. So this is all
Very
building up to the big premiere in LA, in Hollywood, but you are touring independently. It's all coming together organically, which is so cool in and of itself. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what that's been like.
Well, it's just been amazing to finally come to grips with the whole thing of a small thought in the back of your mind, an idea. With hard work and execution, that idea can literally take you all over the world.
Yeah.
And I've just been living my life being a testimony and a testament to that, and just trying to share as much as I can. So, of course, we started at home and had a nice premiere with the cast, the crew, and their family and friends, and all of that. And from there, I've been going to different cities, and it's just all adding up to taking it to Hollywood. And the very next week after our screening in Denton, February 3rd, we'll be in LA at the famous Man's Chinese Theater, TCL Theater in Hollywood. So right on Hollywood Boulevard, where the superstars, got their handprint in the ground and the Walk of Fame, our film is screening right there. And it's a true testament of just amazing how amazing creativity is.
Love it.
And we're super excited about it.
So cool. So cool. So, last question I wanted to ask of you. So here in Denton, we've got this amazing creative scene, and we've got all these people that have really great ideas. We've got a lot of people that are aspiring filmmakers or young filmmakers or just on their first piece and things like that on the air. And so I wanted to see if you could talk a little bit about that process, what that's been like to really just go from the idea to creating something so cool, and the steps you took along the way, building and building and building and building. Can you give a little more insight into that for some of those starting filmmakers as well?
Awesome. Well, just know you're definitely going to have to crawl before you walk. Study, research. This day and age, everything is on YouTube and on the internet. So you have literally the world at your fingertips. How to recreate your shots, your favorite shots from your favorite movies and different things like that. How to light properly, how to set your framing properly. And from there, you have to build your team, build your tribe. How you do that is through networking, constantly going to different screenings, constantly going to networking events, going, to the schools, film schools, acting classes. All creative people, especially in film, need to be in acting classes, even if you're behind the lens. I'm in acting classes. I've taken acting classes. So just build your tribe of creative people, and then you never know who's interested in this, who's interested in that. They might be able to help you hold the boom one day, might be able to help you with lighting the next day, wardrobe, hair, makeup, all of those things come into play. And just start with something small. Start with doing one thing. and then do a 5-minute short film, a 10-minute short film. Work your way up. I'm all for being adventurous and, trying to really go for it. But I definitely recommend working your way up. And it's not going to be easy, but you have to have that tireless dedication, and you have to show that you're going to keep moving and pushing forward no matter what, and that your train is unstoppable. There's going to be some things that's going to try to stop that train. May it be your lack of financial resources or your any other kind of resources to pull off things, but you have to show that you're the kind of person that you'll get it done no matter what. Yeah. That's what will build your cachet and your reputation. And, it just came to a point where actually we were supposed to have funding at this particular project for this project, but 2 weeks or a week before we were scheduled to start filming, the funding pulled out. Oof. So it was very important for me to be like, you know what, this is unfortunate, but I cannot cancel. I can't push this back anymore. So it was literally week to week trying to figure out how we were going to pull off the scenes for the next week, securing the locations and all of that. So you just have to, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. You have to be able to persevere.
Love it.
And feed your people. You already said that. Feed your people.
That's the secret right there. Yeah. I love it. Well, Bobby, thank you very, very much for coming on with us today. We do really, really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing the film at the festival and having you out here in Denton. It's going to be a good time.
I'm so excited to come to Denton. Honestly, Denton was the first city that reached out to us to say, we want you to screen here.
Good.
So, I can't wait. Obviously, you guys have an awesome taste. So thank you so much. I'm so blessed and fortunate. I can't wait to see everybody.
I love it. Well, thank you very much for being with us, Bobby. We do appreciate it. The movie. Yes, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to plug,
yeah, please.
TheCharlieMovie.net. You can see the trailer and everything. Instagram is The Charlie Movie. Facebook is The Charlie Movie. And because this is a film, of course, that was done with no budget, we still need help, with marketing and promotion. All of these things do cost, like printing out posters and different things like that. So if you do find it in your heart and you want to support this film, you can go to GoFundMe, and we're under The Charlie Movie there as well.
Love it. So cool, man.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's great. All right. That you heard it here, The Charlie Movie. And Bobby, go ahead and what's the true title, because I'm not capable of saying it.
Vie Magnifique de Charlie.
Love it. Love it. All right, everybody. Denton Black Film Festival, January 25th through 28th. You cannot miss it. DentonBFF.com to go ahead and get your tickets now, because this sucker is going to be packed, because it is a great time and a big part of Denton. Super, super happy to be getting to work with this.
We screen Saturday at 6 p.m.
Saturday, 6 p.m. Mark it in your calendar. The Charlie Movie. You got to see it. Thanks again for being here with us, Bobby. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
All right, everybody, we're going to jump back into the music. Stay tuned in tonight. We're going to be talking some more films. We got Free Beer Friday coming at you at 7. Got a lot of cool stuff happening tonight. Thanks for being here. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.